Hey there, and welcome to Mike Draws Comics, the brand new channel from me, Mike S. Miller, 28-year veteran of the comic book industry, best known for my work on Injustice and Injustice 2 for DC Comics, the comic book. I was one of the main illustrators on that book. Also known for my Game of Thrones artwork, doing the covers for Game of Thrones, The Clash of Kings, and assorted and sundry other works with George R.R. Martin. Now working on my own comic universe, Blacklist universe. My first book, Lone Star, available at lonestarcomic.com. Let's go and see what we're doing today. We are doing Joker, a 10-minute tutorial on how to draw Joker, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just jump right into it. Joker, as you all know, is DC Comics Batman's preeminent bad guy, and so I'm not going to do a full body drawing here, but I am going to start with a general breakdown of Joker is a thin, not a muscular character by any stretch. So you give him a little bit more of a thinner, elongated, gaunt face, and then something of a what is the phrase? A wiry frame. I guess a wiry frame is what you call it. Let's actually make this a little bit smaller so we have some room to play here. Let's see. And you want to give him something a little menacing. Obviously, his head tilting down gives him this sort of a menacing direction, but we're not going. And he does have a very long pointed nose and an unnaturally wide, kind of creepy smile. I like to think of Joker less as a comic book villain and more as sort of a horror movie type of villain. Like this illustration you see behind me, I did before. I had my colorist. I sent him a bunch of reference for horror movies so that he could get sort of this just real, demented, sort of menacing, obviously psychotic feel. Let's move his head up a little bit away from his shoulder so he has a little bit more of that thinness to his body and frame. All right, select. And then always Joker. You want to have Joker playing with a knife somehow. I know I had him playing with a knife in that one, but that's because that's sort of his thing, right? So maybe even resting a knife up against his own cheek. You know how I got these scars? I don't know how much I can do in 10 minutes. This is kind of a challenge for me too. But hey, this can be a challenge for you as an artist as well. Sort of learning tricks and trades along the way. All right, so I'm going to put his eyes. I don't want to put them too close together. I want to make sure they are set in where they belong here. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to lighten up this layer. This is called a layout or a breakdown layer. And then I'm going to lighten this up, tighten this up on a secondary layer. Obviously, if you're drawing on traditional pen and paper, which is what I usually do, I am not a digital artist by and large, but this would be considered a pencil stage. And then if you're going to go into inks, you're going to want to tighten up in inks. And yeah, it's the difference between digital and print world is, not print, traditional artwork. I see the benefits of both. You can work much faster traditionally. We're already at 4 minutes. Wow. This 10-minute tutorial thing, this is going to be a challenge for me. It's going to be a challenge for you guys too. So, oops. Oh my gosh, stop. Hand. I need the hand brush. I like to give Joker, obviously, a bit of a widow's peak, as most people do. Give him a little bit of sideburns, and I like to give him this really kind of cool curly, almost what's that kind of hair you call kind of like Jerry Lee Lewis, short on the sides, kind of moppy on top. So we could do that. And then just tighten up this hand, this gloved hand a little bit. We know Joker wears those lovely purple gloves, so stick his pinky out a little bit because he's a gentleman with a knife. All right. And then, of course, he wears a suit, which is one of the reasons I like drawing Joker so much, is because he wears clothing. And I know I've been drawing comic book superheroes for 28 years as a professional. Boy, but drawing muscles all the time, it can tend to get a little bit boring. So Joker wearing these great suits where you can drop in wrinkles and pleats and fabric. I don't know, man. That let's do a flower layout here. All right, 6 more minutes. It's a race. It's a race, ladies and gentlemen. How much can he get done in the 10-minute time frame? And will he be foolish enough to go over? I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to maintain these at a 10-minute time frame. So I'm going to just drop this down to 50%, create a new layer here, and I am going to go in with a slightly larger brush so that I can get some nice ink lines here. I created this brush. It's sort of a triangle, but it still has slightly rounded edges so that it can create these more interesting shapes when you're inking digitally than when you're just doing, what do you call it? Like the round brush, round brushes can tend to be boring. And I haven't invested in any like real Photoshop brush packages. This is just something you can do on your own by using the edit and select tools. And there's probably tutorials on making brushes on YouTube. I haven't looked it up, but if you want to go ahead and do that, heck, maybe I should make one. How to make a brush on YouTube. Actually, if you guys have any suggestions for videos or characters in the next 10-minute tutorials, then by all means, please do leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. I also have another channel wherein I do a lot more live streams than I do on this channel. It's called Blacklist Universe. We have art competitions, we have art auctions, we have even daily Bible study shows and all kinds of stuff on that channel. This is Mike Draws Comics. This is all art all the time. So if you want to sub to the other channel, go ahead. That is Blacklist Universe. Maybe I should put that in the description. Otherwise, enjoy the content here. Tell a friend. Let them know, hey, that guy that drew Injustice, that guy that drew Game of Thrones, he has a YouTube channel, and he is teaching us how to draw characters I don't know about every day. I'm going to try to do every day. This is, I'm counting down the clock here because I'm trying to keep all of this within 10 minutes, and then you can get an idea of how much more detailed, and I am sort of a detail holic. I really love detail, so limiting to myself to 10 minutes worth of detail is going to be a challenge, a chore, a fun little exercise though, because I can just stay really loose. I know I have friends who are telling me, oh my gosh, dude, that stuff you're doing that like you really aren't detailing. They like my not detailed work better than the stuff I do that takes all the details. Oh no, we've got 10 seconds left. Well, actually, you know what? I did talk for about the first minute, so I'm going to give myself a little bit more time so that I can just at least get some outlines here done, and then we will call it a day, a 10-minute tutorial on drawing Gotham's least favorite son, the Joker. Probably don't even have time to erase here. All right, let's zoom out on that. Zoom out again. Oops. Let's just do a little. And I'll give myself another 20 seconds here and call it quits. I'm going to have some friend come in and say, "Oh, Mike, that is the best Joker you've ever drawn," even though I've spent hours and hours drawing other Jokers. People just apparently like it when I cut loose and stay loose. J zoom. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A 10-minute tutorial on Joker. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed your time here. Like, subscribe, share. This is Mike Draws Comics. I'm Mike. I draw comics.